What's up? Welcome everybody. Just making sure I'm live on the Rockfin also. It always takes an extra second to go live there. What's going on, Josh Davis? Good to have you on here, brother. All right, what's up everybody? Welcome to Frank Analysis. I'm your host Franco, and as many of you guys know who've been following this show, I've been covering the Peruvian election. This is something that's also personal to me since I am a Peruvian. So it's been official now. After weeks and weeks of prolonging the results, because Keiko Fujimori, who is the right-wing candidate, she was claiming that there was election fraud that happened without any legitimate evidence, and despite the fact that the OAS even and Canada, Mexico, all these countries recognize the election results in Pedro Castillo winning. It has now become official. Pedro Castillo is now the president-elect of Peru. He won the Peru 2021 election. So here I have showing you guys. This is from Calcichin News. So Pedro Castillo has been elected president of Peru. Leftist candidate Pedro Castillo has been formally declared as president-elect of Peru by the country's National Electoral Court, JNE. So this is what was needed to be done in order for it to be official. The JNE has to make the official announcement. And the elections were over a month ago. And what was dangerous about this is if this was delayed past July 28th, then Pedro Castillo wouldn't have been president. It would have been whoever in Congress received the most votes. And coincidentally, the person who has the most votes in Congress right now is someone who's a part of Keiko Fujimori's right-wing party. So it looked like it was going to be all by design, holding this off, extended it as long as they can, so that the right wing and the neoliberal faction of Peru can stay in power. And, the article goes on to say after a month of delays due to baseless claims of fraud by far-right candidate Keiko Fujimori, hours before the official announcement, the JNE stated that they had rejected appeals by Fujimori to annul the results on the June 6th vote. In response, Fujimori vowed to accept the results, but insisted that declaring Castillo as winner is quote-unquote illegitimate. Today, I announced that in fulfilling my commitment to all Peruvians, to Mario Vargas Llosa, to the international community, I will acknowledge the results because it is demanded by the law and the Constitution that I have sworn to defend. The defense of democracy does not end with the illegitimate promulgation of Pedro Castillo. This defense has just begun, said the defeated candidate. Vote counting finished weeks ago, but the authorities have delayed the announcement due to legal obstacles placed by Fujimori. 3 countries recognized Castillo's win once votes had been counted: Argentina, Bolivia, and Nicaragua. Castillo thanked all 3 in a victory rally at the time. Well, finally, Finally that is announced. Now what's going to happen? Pedro Castillo is still going to receive a bunch of pressure from the powers of Peru, the oligarchs there. It's just going to be like the mainstream media in Peru is still owned by all these neoliberals, these oligarchs that hate him. So they're going to be, at every opportunity they get, they're going to be attacking him, criticizing him, blaming all the problems of Peru on him and his party. So yeah, just got to be prepared for that. Let me see what else. I wanted to show you guys some other stuff, but while I do that, while I go look for these other sources, I do want to thank the people who did a great job covering this. Calcichin News is something that I've been showing you guys during this time, like what they've been reporting on the ground. I will, of course, want to thank Fiorella Isabel, my colleague from the MCSC network and from the channel The Convo Couch. She was on the ground in Peru covering this, and she did not get enough people bringing her on the show to talk about Peru's elections and how significant it is. If Keiko Fujimori became president, things would have just kept getting worse and worse for the country. Things would have been privatized even more. The oligarchs of the US, the capitalists, would have been profiting off of Peru's resources, as the working class people of Peru would have been suffering more and more and more as time passed on. These people in the mountains, in the jungle, who have no electricity, no clean water. It's absolutely ridiculous. All right, so just 2 hours before that, because some people were like, all right, let's not celebrate yet until the JNE officially announces it. Keiko Fujimori had thrown in the towel. Now, what's going to happen to her? Because she is wanted for financial corruption. So I don't know what's going to happen. Like she's gonna, if she wants to avoid jail time, she's gonna have to run away somewhere, where to a country that'll give her sanctuary. Probably, this is a theory I've heard from some Peruvians that I know. She might run away to Colombia, which is nicknamed South America's Israel. It's a neoliberal country that the U.S. and the Western powers have a lot of experiments in. And as you guys know, I've also reported on this show with some guests, Dan Cohen being one of them. The protests that happened in Colombia were in response to the neoliberal laws that were being passed by the government on its people. You know, increasing the taxes on its people while reducing taxes to the elite, and people just had it. The militarized police there, which Joe Biden helped militarize, were killing people in the streets. There were several people that went missing in Colombia. So we're seeing an uprising of, there's people waking up in South America, but also people that are resisting these neoliberal powers. All right, so here we go. Here we go. The loser, Keiko Fujimori. This is hours before she said right-wing claims of electoral fraud have been thrown out. Pedro Castillo will soon be declared as winner. I want to know why she decided to throw in the towel now. I'm curious about that. I can have people on to discuss why she chose now, why she didn't go until the 28th, where, like I said, if she had gone to the 28th, then she could have really had like one of her party members become president. So it says, far right candidate in Peru's presidential election, Keiko Fujimori has conceded defeat to Pedro Castillo after more than a month of making baseless claims of election fraud. It's just repeating the same thing that I just showed you guys earlier. Leftist Pedro Castillo won, having received 50.12% of the vote and by a margin of more than 40,000 votes over Fujimori. Yeah, well, there you guys have it. I'm going to report on this more in depth as the weeks go by. I just want to let everybody know that the best ways you can support this show is on Rockfin. I also have other links in the description of ways that you can support this show. I'm also having a GoFundMe right now so that I can improve the quality of my streams. Since some of you guys may have noticed, I do have audio issues sometimes, and also sometimes there could be some clipping issues with the streams. I'm a one-man show. I've been using the same laptop that I've been using since I started this channel. It's incredible how far I've been able to go thanks to the help of you guys in reaching a wider audience. I want to also announce that tomorrow I will have Kevork Almasian on to discuss issues that have been happening recently. We're going to discuss the latest news regarding Syria. He is a Syrian Armenian, and I just want to have him on to inform you all about things that have been happening in that country, as well as debunking some of the misinformation that is being repeated by a lot of independent channels, not just TYT, not just bread tubers like Vosh, but other channels that are seen that on the surface to have more integrity. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys. Shout out to Little, shout out to Desert Mantis, my brother Anthony Reyes, Karen, Shadowband Refugee, my brother Propaganda Live, Emblem Fate, and Nine Tails, Talaman, Mama, Josh Davis. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Taro Man, Oz Whistles. I love you all. Share this video far and wide. Like this video. And if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please do so. Take care, everybody. I love you all and stay informed.